Listen, the content disclaimer is right here on the screen. The content disclaimer is right here on the screen. I know y'all hear me. I said the content disclaimer is right here on the screen. Listen, we don't take lightly to people trying to threaten us for telling the truth. We got a content disclaimer right here on the screen. Anything that's said, we have facts, proofs, and receipts on this channel right here. So listen, if you live and in living color, I want y'all to tell your neighbors and your friends, come on over on the King Jive Show. The show is about to get started. What is up, everybody? Hope all is well. Listen, it is your boy. It's King Jives, aka Demario. Listen, I want y'all to share the live, share the live. I don't want to have to pause the show to tell y'all to share the live, okay? Listen, if you love me, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and if you really, really love me, hit that donate button. Listen, we're getting ready to start the show. We have wonderful guests that are coming on tonight. So, yeah. So make sure y'all share the live. Okay. So listen, now that music is off, listen, this is a very serious show today, like any other show. I always bring my facts, proofs, and receipts. I make sure my guest is on point because when they come on talking, I want to make sure that they're not liable for any type of defamation lawsuit, any type of suit. We don't do lawsuits over here. We win. Okay. All right. Listen, so we're going to get ready to start the show. Let me just kind of give house rules first. Auntie Deb said this very emphatically. No more than 8 emojis in the comment section. Okay. No more than 8 emojis in the comment sections. Hey, everybody down there, if you're new on Facebook or YouTube, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Also, tonight's show is a very sensitive topic and is a very serious topic. We are talking about young underage children that have been taken advantage of and by a grown heterosexual man that's out here taking his authority and trying to take advantage of young boys. And there have been a few, I think, young girls. But anyways, listen, this is going to be real serious. I need y'all to share this live. I'm going to say it one more time. Share the live, share the live. Please be respectful in the comment section because I promise you, if I have to deal with you, I'm going to deal with you. Okay? Period. Okay? So listen, let's go ahead and get started with the show. Let me run some real quick because I need to go ahead and do this. What I need to do. Okay, for old time's sake, it's not Friday yet, but let's go ahead and get back into this real quick. Again, wait, hold on, where is it at? I ain't going to even worry about it. Anyways, but we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. I was trying to run something, but Darius don't even work at St. Pete no more, so I'm not going to do that, Darius. Anyways, so we're getting ready to bring our guest on. I was introduced to this particular young lady. There was a video that was sent to me and she was on there popping off on this man. And I listened to it. Then I went to her page and baby, all the receipts, boom. And this is a mother that is speaking out. Now I also have on the line other mothers, grandmothers, and y'all gonna be like, well, where the dad is at? Listen. They just told me. They try to keep the daddies at bay so they don't get their ass. They don't be out here whooping ass in the streets. Okay, these daddies actually care about their kids, which we applaud that shit over here on the show. God damn it. We sure do. We applaud these men that's protecting their children. Y'all heard me. Y'all clap y'all hands in the comments. These grown men is protecting their kids as they should. Period. All right. So listen, I wanna take a pause. I want to take a pause for the calls just for the record. And I want to bring these people on. First of all, I want to introduce you all to Sharika. Okay, everybody got their name. They ain't scared. They want to whoop some ass, but they trying to do it the right way. So I want to introduce y'all to Sharika, and I want y'all to clap your hands for Sharika. Hello.
Hello.
Listen, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to bring Tammy and Olita and Mad Mama on in just a little bit. Y'all can turn your cameras on. Don't be scared now. But I really want to say thank you for allowing me to do this show with you. We talk about this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And, this is really sad that this continues to happen. And people take their, positions in power and authority, and they just try to manipulate these kids, and then they think it's okay. And then don't nobody want to say nothing, but I want to open up the floor to you, and then we're going to bring Tammy on, Olita and Mad Mama, and I'm going to let y'all have it.
Okay. So, the whole story behind it was just me over here, my son and my nephew talking about how weird he was, about how they was, he would send them gay stuff, like just stuff out of the normal realm, but they never said who it was. So it was not like not in the beginning. So then it was like, yeah, they opened it up, and then he was like, let me show you. And then he was like, my son was like, yeah, see, that's the gay stuff I'm talking about. I was just like perturbed, like, wait, what? Hold up, let me see the phone. So then I get to scrolling. So when you can scroll like this, you've been sending too many doggone messages. It was a, and I thought, oh no, he got to be hacked. Ain't no way. Because if you ever meet him, he's charismatic. He may give you homo vibes, but he don't give you pedo vibes. So you don't have no clue. I'm just gonna be honest. He do give you homo vibes, but I know people that been in the life, and then they have got, delivered, and then now they live in, a heterosexual life.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the case. Okay. So
we want to clear up some things really quick.
Go for it.
This is a married man, right?
He is absolutely married.
So this is a married man that's married to a woman.
He is married to a woman.
And he's been out here. She been out here covering for him. We just allegedly say that she's been out here married to him while he's been doing all this. Now this. Ooh, Jesus, wait a minute. Let me see. Do I really want to do this, Lord?
He is definitely married to a woman.
So I do have the videos that I can show. I can show those.
Okay.
But I want to wait till we bring the other guest on.
Okay.
But I just want to give you a little bit more time to, just kind of talk about this. And you said you brought this out because he was coming at yours.
He was coming at mine and my nephew. That's how I overheard it. I overheard a conversation between them two. So they wasn't talking to us, and they weren't trying to speak out. They weren't trying to do nothing. They was talking amongst themselves. And me and my mama ears was like, here, what you talking about? What you say, Willis? Let me see that phone. And then that's when I seen all the information in my nephew's phone, because my son don't have a phone. So I seen the information in my nephew's phone, but he gave my son a tablet back in August. Well, at the center they go to, they got them as a donation. So all the kids got one that went there. So he also got one, which I had approved or authorized that he could have. And however, I didn't know he was going to be using it to send my son and my, stuff that he shouldn't be, inappropriate adult content. I didn't know that's what was going to be happening. However, my son barely had the tablet because my son was acting out in school. So thank God for that, because I was able to take it and not only did I take it in August, he then gave him one in October. He turned around. I took that one because he was misbehaving or when he wasn't supposed to have one. So then I took it thinking he found the first one. Then the second, he gave him another one in November. I thought my mama gave it to her because my mama said she was going to give him a tablet. Yeah, this thing run deep. So I took it like, Ma, don't give him no tablet. My mama didn't just give me no pushback on her not giving a tablet. She just like, oh, okay. She had told me she was going to buy him one and it was going to be his Christmas gift. So I'm thinking this will be the third tablet came from my mom, but it actually came from Brandon. Now, the one that came in December, it was a blue tablet, so it looked different. So the other three was like a little black Amazon tablet. This one was like a big blue tablet. And I was like, well, Mike, where you get that from? He said, Mr. Brandon. So I told him in December of 2022, don't give my son nothing. No different than I told my mama the month before. Don't give him nothing. He's not been good at school. He's acting out. No. No means no. So he never got one after then.
Sharika, how old was your son?
My son is 13. Most of the kids you will hear from is anywhere from age 10 to 15 is like the oldest in the boy category.
So, okay, because I think I saw a picture of your son. I think you got two boys, right?
I got two. One is 20 and one is 13. And then I got a younger daughter. She's 6. But
gotcha.
She by my baby mama.
So, wow. So how long has this man been teaching theater?
He started like last June. Yeah.
So there's like, okay, all right. So I'm gonna bring Tammy on and Olita and Mad Mama. And I'm gonna let everybody just speak their piece.
Go for it.
You know, these stories are not unheard of. It's just that they're so relevant in our community. And I remember you saying something about, you know, how everybody was trying to say, oh, he's gay. He just need to just come out or whatever. And that's why he's doing this because he's gay. Y'all, listen, it's
two different things. Being gay and being a pedophile is two different things.
Two different things. Like, you don't have to be gay. A gay man does not make you be a pedophile. Like,
and being gay don't make you want children.
Exactly.
It makes you want the same sex.
Like, I mean, like, we're not gonna go there, but I just want to.
I mean, you can feel free because I had a whole post about what the difference between. I had a whole post explaining to people what pedophilia is. It is someone adult wanting someone underage child.
Now you said also that this man was going to a church with a bunch of kids.
No, that's what he did on Sunday.
Okay, on Easter Sunday.
He did that on Easter. So on Easter, I made a post and I woke up and I was just like, man, my stomach was just turning like I was just nervous and I couldn't get it to stop. And I said, God, most time, when do most children go to church? On Easter. They may not go now 364 days a year, but on Easter, the kids be out. And I was like, man, he gonna walk up in somebody's church. So I made a post. Like, if you see these two, when I say these two, it's because you will rarely see Brandon without Brittany. It's rare. So if you see these two in your church, just beware. He is grooming kids. I don't know. He's grooming kids. He even penetrates kids. So listen.
And you said that he was having sex with the kids and he wanted the kids to have sex with him.
No, them was his older victims. His older victims, he went all the way with them. No filter.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm about to bring Tammy on, Olita and Mad Mama. So first of all, I want y'all to welcome Tammy. Hi, Tammy. You gotta unmute your mic, baby. Unmute your mic, baby.
All right. There
hey, Tammy.
Hi. Oh, when you say mad mama, it just makes me
Cause she
laugh.
one man mama.
She is. I'm like so furious though. Um, what Sharika is saying with mine, it started out like I'm an overprotective mother. And my mother is an overprotective grandmother. My mother was teaching for over 30 years. I used to teach as well. And I used to, keep my kids very close. Never spend the night out, anything like that. So when I wanted to be present, it felt like I was unwelcomed. So I'm wondering, why can't I sit here while you're practicing? So he
Right.
always kind of made me feel uncomfortable. And it just gave me little antennas like, hey, but we're cool because actually he was grew up with my one of my younger cousins, and when I would go to my cousin's house that's close to my age, I would see him there like maybe a couple of times, and so he knows me and my family, and then he worked with my cousin at one point. So I'm like, I see like maybe little feminine traits, just thinking maybe, in the performing arts, just maybe that's his mannerism. But still, I'm still an overprotective person. So whatever he's doing, I want to be present. So it shouldn't be a problem that a parent want to be present. Shouldn't be nothing wrong with that. But he did have a parent, one parent that was there all the time. I can't parent president or something. But we would sit and we would talk. But it still was like, oh, really, gave you the impression you don't need to be here. So that's why I wanted to push my presence more. It shouldn't be
Okay.
no reason. All you doing is rehearsing. So why do we need to leave?
So
So,
I know I did I asked this question earlier,
mm-hmm,
but just for the sake of now that we're talking openly, you did report this information and file reports.
absolutely. I have my report in my pocketbook that I walk around with. Absolutely
Okay.
reported it. And,
Okay.
and then the thing is, when we spoke, I asked I saw something, matter of fact, the older teenagers, they tell you things. So, we go through the phones and my older teenagers be able to pull things up that I can't see. So we discovered something and I said, what is that? My son, the older 19-year-old, has showed me. And I'm like, what is that? Who did that come from? He said that came from Brandon. And what my son would always say, he was 10 at the time, would say he's weird. So when Sharika said that, that's the word that they would use. He's weird. I'm like, what is weird? Can you describe it? It's just weird. So I'm like, break it down for me. But he was like, nah, it's just weird. And it was a situation that happened. And I asked him, what can you take care of another little boy in there that he felt uncomfortable with? I said, well, I need you to address this. Are you going to address it? Oh, yeah, him and his wife. Oh, we'll take care of it. Oh, she can take care of it before I pull him out. And he said, okay, I'll take care of it. So, and the other little boy was like, maybe brushing up against him or, maybe trying to hold his hand or something. My son was like, nah, I don't play that. Nah, I don't like that kind of stuff. So and I was like, okay, take care of it before I have to take care of it and talk to that parent. So he said, okay, I'll take care of it. Then the pictures in the phone, and I was like, wait a minute. I said, wait. And I'm thinking, hey, maybe, it was a mistake or something like that. But it bothered me and it kept bothering me in my spirit. But then the summertime afterwards, one day, my son said, I no longer want to go there. And I said, huh? And he said, I don't want to go because before he was eager and he loved going. And I was like, But I was bothered because when it's time to pick him up, he wanted them there late for rehearsals. But when we come or sitting outside waiting for them, it was, they're playing hide and go seek or they're playing basketball. And we're like, hey, we're not sending them there to play basketball and hide and go seek. This is the performing arts. They're supposed to be practicing. That's what we're sending them there for. So it's like, oh, no, give them a little downtime. And I'm like, nah, I'm not comfortable with that. Then my son told me they're playing hide and go seek in the dark. So my mom and I was like kind of concerned. We're like, no, we're not comfortable with that. There's no hide and go seek in the dark, and it's predominantly boys. So it was like, no, we don't think you need to be doing that. And then after a while, he was like, I don't want to go there anymore. Never said nothing else, and I couldn't get anything out of him, didn't pressure him. And then Sharika. Sharika had made a post, but it wasn't sitting right with me. And I was like, you know what? I need to bring this up to the authorities. And I was like, some kept telling me, find the right time. You need to do it. But he wasn't talking. And Sharika posted it. So I asked my older son, I said, go into his phone and find things, see what's going on. He said, oh, Mom, Mr. Brandon just sent him more pictures over the past few months. But my son hadn't been going to the program anymore. So that's from February and March. And he's 10. He just turned 11. I mean, explicit photos, things that a 10-year, 11-year-old should not see. So then I asked my son about it. He said, well, Mom, I said, oh, this is weird. He said, when he starts sending me stuff, I don't even look at it. I don't open it. I look at nothing he sent me. And I said, well, you should have spoke to me about it. You know, but, you know, kids are kids. And I was just very upset. But I just thought about handling things the right way. You could do it the wrong way where the kids lose their parents and, you know, doing things the wrong way. But I said, let's handle it the right way. And you do things in unity. As Sharika, you know, when she came forward, I said, okay, let's do it in unity. Let's do it in unity. Let's do it the right way. How about that? The right way. But we're very upset as to what he was doing and being a pedophile. We put the kids in your hands. We're trusting you. But yet, you know, look what you do. But not to say we, you know, just throwing them at you. We're still watching, but look what you do. And then it's not like the strangers. These are some people that you know, you're familiar with. And this is how you do our children? And it's just, it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting.
So upsetting. Mad Mama, are you there?
I can go get my mama. Give me a second.
Yes,
because if she can't,
I'm here.
Oh, Mad Mama's there?
Yes.
Yes, she's here. Okay, now I know you said you didn't want to use your name, correct?
Right.
Okay, so I want you to go because I want to play these videos and I want Sharika to explain these videos. Now there is no nudity in the videos. They just, I'll let her explain them. But go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not sure what these videos are that she has. However, I'll go back to the beginning. When I first met Brandon, you know, he gave me the same vibes as he's given other people that I'm hearing, whatever. Well, my son went to the Repertory Theater, and shortly after he started going there, Brandon didn't have anywhere to go. He was homeless. So I had room, so I let him move in my house. He lived with me between 4 and 5 months. And I just found out last April that he statutory raped and all the stuff that goes along with molestation and whatnot, my child. And especially, you know, all the situation that goes on with a boy situation. And at the time, my child was either 14 and 15. No, 13 and 14 or 14 and 15. And at the time, Brandon was either 19 and 20 or 20 and 21. It went on for 2 years. That's one child. I have another child that's a bonus child that I just found out about that was touched by Brandon, that was penetration involved, and he was 9 when it started. And then I also at the time, yes, that's him.
Okay.
And then I also at the time had a 5-year-old child that's autistic, and I don't even know if he touched him. The only way I'll ever find out is if he gets a lie detector test. And I did confront Brandon on the first day of his first performance through Phyllis Wheatley, April 29th of last year. I called him and I said, hey, he's like, hey, Ma. He said, how are you? I said, I'm doing okay. I said, but I need to talk to you. He's like, okay. And he said, can it wait? I'm getting ready for my big performance. And I said, no, it can't wait. I said, are you around anybody? He said, yeah, my wife. Now I know both of them. They've both been to my house. I considered both of them my children, his wife and him. And he says, no, Brittany's at home. And I said, well, you need to go somewhere where it can just be me and you. And I still have the aftermath text messages after, but I said to him after he said that he was alone, and I confronted him about what I had heard that happened to my child. And because I am well known in the area, and my child is well known in the area, I have to stay as anonymous as possible because my son doesn't want his name out there for whatever reason. That's his choice. But I respect his choice. But the stories need to be told. They need to be heard. This man needs to go to prison for the rest of his life, as far as I'm concerned. But I told him that I knew what had happened, and Brandon's way of explaining it and talking all sly and smooth with it was, he said, you and me and the boy need to sit down and talk. It's all a misunderstanding. And I said, no, Brandon. I said, it's statutory rape is a real thing. It's not a misunderstanding. You're a sick bastard and you need to fucking go to hell. I told him that, I know about this, that, whatever. And he sat there and kept on denying it. No, we just need to get down together. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. And I told him, I said, you need to lose your job at Phyllis Wheatley. And if it was not for my child, I would have said something a year ago. And I feel bad for anybody that has went through this in the last year. This has been eating me alive since I found this, the lady who's doing the original live here, Sharika, I think that's in the way you pronounce her name, but that's how I found out that this all came out, because she made a post on it. And I have been going through everything, but I even sent, and this might be wrong, but I even sent his mom a message, Brandon's mom a message, and said, look, I need you to give this message to Brandon. And I told her to tell him that he's going to fry in hell, and that this is wrong, and it's out there, and I hope you pay for every bit of any child that you ever touch. You traumatize and hurt so many people. And this has been going on, that I can say, if my child was not the first, my child is, I'd say, about 13 to 14 years. This has been going on. And he's talked his way out of it and talked his way into people's britches, and he's good at it. So I'm sure there's probably more than 30.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring these these posts up in just a second, so people can see that there are young people that have been speaking out about this.
I'm so proud of them. I am so proud of them.
Me too. I am very happy that these young men are actually saying something. So once again, you all, this is Brandon. What was it? Brandon Coleman. This is yes. Brandon. This is his wife, Bree.
Brittany.
Okay, Brittany. Yeah. And so these individuals that are on the screen now, these mothers and guardians have already, they've already contacted the authorities. They've already put in the work to do the things that they needed to do. So, that's
Can I tell you one more thing before you go on to your next thing? I did call Greenville County, and Greenville County told me that there was absolutely nothing. And I told Brandon that I called Greenville County, and he told me he was going to sue me for defamation of character, whatever. But I called Greenville County, and they told me that even though my child was a minor, because he's not a minor anymore, there is nothing that I can do. And if my child is to whatever he feels to go and without pursuing this and just leave it, whatever, there's nothing I can do. But again, there's nothing I can do as a mother, whether my child was a minor or not. So Greenville County has been aware of the situation and his name and his job since April 29th of last year.
Wow. So as I'm bringing these screenshots up, y'all know I like to have my receipts. As I'm bringing these screenshots up, you can see this young man right here said, Brandon been doing this for years. To young guys, I'm not going to put anyone's business out, but I know 4 guys from years ago. He's been a weirdo and always trying to pay for pics and videos from young dudes. Okay. Wow. Then the other one, I'm gonna go through these so I can just get this particular part out the way. Let's see. The other one was okay. Dimitri said the truth will always come out to the light. Happy Easter.
All right.
Protect
Pat, this Abby.
Oh, ma'am.
Nothing. I forgot my mic wasn't muted, but I'm muting now.
Okay. Protect your children and make sure that they always have open channels of communication with you. This man deserves all that comes to him. All right. So I'm trying to give you guys all of this information because these are people
And
that know
that person, he's actually one of his victims that has
the
went to authorities, and he's speaking out. He just was at work, so he couldn't come on.
okay.
Yeah.
This next one, this is just a text message. It says, "Hey sis, my son watched your entire live. He and I both shed tears like it was brand new. He's going to take with you in the next day or so on. Was it he's going to thank you?"
Yeah, so he's one of the victims as well. So we're trying to, just going through the motions of what, just to show that Brandon has destroyed people's lives. Like, he did not only take their body from them, he destroyed their mental.
And
Like,
again, this is a I'm gonna take this out. This is a heterosexual man that's been out here. He's married and
yeah,
he's out here messing with underage boys.
correct.
So here's the next one. Jay McDowell said his name is Brandon Coleman. He tried to get me before I came out. When I was a sophomore in high school, he was so persistent, it made me extremely uncomfortable. He would always come to the pool whenever he saw any of the teenagers at the pool. Yeah. Let me see. It just keeps getting. Okay, so this is Brian. You know now that the cat's out the box. In 2014, I had an encounter and I looked at him like a mentor. But one day I was at his uncle's house and he showed me a condom and said, "Oh man, you don't know nothing about this. I bet yours won't fit in it." Wow. Yo, wow. How old was this dude? Okay, he said I was only like 13, maybe 14. Maybe I ain't even got. No, wait. I said something to one of his family members about it, and they looked at me and said, "Wait, who?" And I looked up and never said anything. But oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. This is what we're dealing with. He's a monster. And he's been doing this for 15 years. Nearly.
I
originally thought it was 10 until I found older victims.
Somebody texted and said, "Hey, he got my little brother years ago." Man. Oh, whoa. Okay, hold on. This young woman said, okay, wait, here we go. She said, "I just seen them at church today." That was on Sunday.
Yep. She seen them at her church. So when I say, when people was like, "Well, why did you post a picture of them?" Because he don't go nowhere without her. And if you're looking for him, if I would have sent a picture of him, they will only be looking for him and they would miss him because he would have showed up with her.
So I want to show this last picture and we're going to continue. So this was a conversation that he was having with one of his
and another 13-year-old.
So he said, "Truth or dare?" The young man said, "Sure." He said, "Okay, pick one. Dare. You bold. LOL. Let me think. You want a hard one or an easy one?" He said, I think that's ha. Oh, I think he said hard. Okay. Pause. Laughing my butt off. Bet. Say less. And then the person said, "Taking you a little minute." He said, "Okay, I'll give you two choices. First, I'll tell you, and the second, you'll only find out what it is when you pick him. The dare, where is it at? the dare has to be recorded. First one is to do a 15-second handstand in your drawers, LOL. Or the second one, if you pick the second one, you have to do it. Truth. Number 2. Okay, he didn't want to do the handstand, so he said, let me do number 2. Nah, right. You can't go back. 2 might be harder. Wow, man. Okay. He said, I bet 2. He said, okay, well, you got to streak down, without getting caught. You know what streaking is? LOL.
It's a 13-year-old.
When you record,
to a 13-year-old.
When you record, you have to cover yourself with your hands. Laugh my butt out. You say it hard. Nah. LOL. Nah. To not knowing it is a dare. Oh, this dude right here.
Oh, but then it gets worse. That is the palatable text messages of that 20-page thread. That is the one that is most, it gets worse as you go on.
Okay, so I'm going to play these videos and I'm going to let you explain this because it's a whole lot of going on. Somebody said something private. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this one. So what was going on here? This is obviously him.
This is him in the bathroom recording himself. Now he's pouring water on his neck. Like a video of him pouring water on his neck. That's him showing his chest. That's his job where he works. That's the stage area. Or worked. He don't work there anymore. Don't break bro code.
Don't break bro code.
Right. Yeah, that part. Wow. So he's teaching them to keep their mouth quiet, to not say nothing. Bro code is to be quiet. But this child screenshotted all of this and ended up sending it to everybody in the group chat. He's 13. Everybody in the group chat, like I said, is anywhere from 13 to like 15. Boys, the girl in that group chat is like, I think she's like 14. She might be 16. So the kids range from roughly 13 to 16. So everybody in that group chat saw that.
And they're underage.
All of those are underage. And his Snapchat is BMC, Brandon Michael Coleman.
Here's another one.
And this is what he sent to my nephew. So this is what I screenshotted that day. When you see, I'm just scrolling through, and that was this is what my nephew was showing my son. That video. Yeah, so it's just his drawers come down. And that's like something funny. That's not even
so who sent the drawers?
Brandon sent all of this. This is my nephew's thread. This is the stuff that Brandon sent to my nephew. This is the stuff that I saw when I was this is the stuff that I saw when I was when they were having the conversation.
He was sending all this?
And my nephew's 15. And that's her vagina, but you can't see it really good on the screen. But
side eye.
Wait, this thing said when a guy is standing next to you at the urinal.
Side eye.
She been that and did that could be a corporate.
And I didn't play all of the video on the screen chat, but that was the gist they can go to TikTok and find the actual long video. I have the link to all the videos, but yeah.
Yeah, this is grooming 101. He is, and I'm very glad that you kept all the receipts. You
That ain't
cannot
even all the
refuse.
receipts. That's just some of the receipts.
Oh Lord, wait a minute.
I can't share everything to the public. I need something from a court case.
You can't share everything.
I only shared enough. I need to share enough to the public to where they see what kind of man this is. This is not a man that, oh, I care for the kids and I just like kids. No, he doesn't like kids. He has been molested. He has been able, and which instead of someone showing up in his life that actually cared for him enough to give him some help, some therapy, or I can't say that people didn't help and give him some therapy. I don't know that for sure. So I say allegedly didn't get him enough therapy, or the therapy didn't work. So then you turn out to be, it didn't take. So you turned out to do the same thing that someone did to you, because hurt people hurt people. But guess what? If he would have went through the process of healing, he could have brought healing to the situation, but he faked being healed, and which he got a wife as his beard, so he can fake being healed, so he can then go live a life where nobody would think he would be a child predator. So having a wife just gave him a mask to be able to do it easier without people just being highly suspecting of a man trying to play with kids. Because he's giving them money, he's giving them gifts, he's doing all this. Oh, I'm gonna take you to the restaurants. Oh yeah, he's doing all that.
So
he wasn't doing all that with mine, but he was doing all that.
So just to answer somebody's question, I'm not sure if he was the aggressor, and he definitely wasn't a top, because he was giving and taking from these underage young men.
And from the older victims, he was giving and receiving. He was doing both. He was giving it to them, and he would let them give it to him.
So, yeah, Mad Mama said that he gave her child gifts too. Now, Olita, are you on? Olita, are you there? Okay, I guess she'll come on. So Mad Mama has dealt with this with her children. Sharika, he tried it with yours.
He tried.
I know.
He shouldn't have.
Tammy was saying,
I down your whole life. I went for your finances first, because I'm gonna hit you where it really hurts. I went for your finances first, because that's where I went first. I made sure you lost your job. You wouldn't go work, and if I can help it, you will never work around another child ever in your life.
So he did get fired.
I'm hitting it where it hurts the second time. I'm gonna make sure that you are not in the community, that you are put out of where you live, because he lives in a community full of children. He lives in tax income apartment where a bunch of children live. And yes, we have written the lease office because he broke it's a violation. It's a moral code in their lease agreement. He broke that when you decide to have sex with children and groom children.
So I think this is one thing, and I do know this about the law. If he hasn't been convicted or anything like that, now there can be allegations out there, but
Correct.
if he has not been convicted, then there's nothing that they can do.
But once where you live?
Yes.
No. Where you live, as long as you make the tenants around you uncomfortable to live in their home where they pay rent, enough of them come together. See, this is the thing about us. You have to come together as a community. If a community say we don't want one person to live there, they will put that one person out. Because so when you say we will all move out, listen, apartment complexes, I'm a landlord. Apartment complexes is about their money. So
Mhm.
if it comes down between me picking to kick out one person or kick out 20 people, bruh, you gotta go. Check number 9 on your contract, boo.
Okay,
It's an
so
immoral clause in his lease.
so I
So, and
do
I just wanted to make
have.
it public, so he feel he can go sweat some more, like he did last week, like he had our children doing.
So I do have your police report.
Yes.
I do have it. It's been filed. Everything's been taken care of. Now, one thing I will say is because someone I do know, she's in the comments, we dealt with this last year, and I had to go to court with her with this situation because the person was trying to bring up a defamation case against her, was trying to get a protective order against her, everything. I had to show up with her. I had to drive like an hour and some change to Leesburg to go to court with her because I knew the man, and I was real shocked because I was like, who did this? And crazy part about it is that so many people is like, oh no, that's the man or guy. Oh, let me tell y'all something. And I'm trying to not use the words that I want to use because I won't, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Wait, Tammy said being molested is not a suffice excuse to abuse others.
It
You
is
absolutely,
not. You are
you're
absolutely correct. But I said if
yeah,
somebody would have got him healed and got him some therapy back then, maybe he would not have had the opportunity to do this.
right.
Like it wouldn't have been there. But this man meticulously moved in with parents and with the malicious thought to molest their son. He moved in with every parent of his older victims. He was living with them. Mad Mama is just one of the many. He moved
And
in
so
to molest their children. Sick.
wait, Dimitri said too many people have came forward. There is no excuse. Now I just
No.
read his
Yes,
and
come on, Jakari. He off.
do you want to come on, Jakari?
Yes, send Jakari the link.
Okay, you got the link. You got his phone number, right? Just text it to
I'm
him.
gonna send it to him. Hold on.
Here's the thing, y'all. At the end of the day, we say this stuff so much. I know I said here on my platform. You cannot be silent when someone is being hurt. And here's the thing. A man touching a young boy does not make him gay. Okay,
No.
that's predatory behavior. That is predatory behavior.
Hold on.
There is no grown adult that needs to be touching some young child, and then you want to talk about, oh, that's because he gay. No, that gay pedophile is two different things. Let's try to be educated on tonight, okay? Let's be educated on tonight. This is the thing. When y'all see this stuff going on, you need to say something. You need to report it. I don't care if that's your friend. I don't care if you lose, whatever the case may be. Somebody said, but it makes the child confused. Okay, so listen. Let me just go into depth. Let me go into depth. When you are doing things like that, you are turning the child onto something that they're not prepared for. Okay, you didn't open a door that they're too young for. So let's make that very clear right there. So we're not going to make this about who's gay, who's straight. It don't need to happen, period. Let's just leave it right there. It don't need to happen. I don't care if this grown man, which he was, from what I was told allegedly, that he was messing with young girls. It's not supposed to happen. This is supposed to be somebody's mentor. You're somebody's mentor, and you're out here touching your mentees. That's not okay. Right. Orientation and traumatization are two completely different. Absolutely. Absolutely. So listen, y'all. Wait, somebody's saying something.
Okay, he coming on. I just sent him the link.
Right, man, mama. Gay does not equal pedo. That's absolutely the truth. And
It does not.
I need people to stop associating pedophilia with gay, with the LGBTQ community. Like that does not, those two things don't go in the same sentence. Again, a nasty ass grown man or nasty ass grown woman does not need to be touching on. It is too many people that have this story.
Right.
And now these children have to grow up and they're traumatized.
Yes.
And they have trust issues and they have problems and it's
they
crazy.
have all kinds of problems because you're right. What makes them confused is because they don't get the help necessary to process those feelings. Because once you get help to help process those feelings, yes, it may be a journey to becoming whole, healed, and healthy. But if you don't, that's going to lead to you having bad relationships. It's going to lead to you hurting not either yourself. It's going to lead to you hurting others or yourself and others. Hurt people. Not only the people outward, but inward. All day. Hey,
So,
hello.
Who is the whistleblower?
Jakari. I don't know what is his name in here? Oh, whistleblower.
Why is you Jakari?
Well, he said he had got in the bed.
Oh. So Jakari, I hate that this has happened to you. If you don't mind sharing with us on tonight, I've done these stories before. I did a show maybe like 3-4 years ago, and it was like 5 or 6 young men were on there all at the same time because this one pastor in Carolina, well, I think he was in Atlanta, Carolina, somewhere around here. Solid Rock Ministry did the same thing to him. To them, I'm sorry. So you got the floor.
I mean, I just like to give whatever information I can to go ahead and stop him from being able to walk. So first and foremost, my instance happened about maybe 12 years ago. And I did come forward to someone who was in a place of power. Now, they were over the repertory theater, and I did say something to them about it. They told him he couldn't come back, but given the fact that he's the leader, or he was the leader of the repertory theater, obviously what was necessary did not happen. But being the age that I was, whenever I told my experience, number one, the person only told him that he couldn't come back and didn't do anything else after that. But number two, he made me feel as though the only reason why I was telling my experience was because I was jealous, quote unquote, that somebody else was getting the attention that I felt like I deserved. So that shut me up. As a teenager, that shut me up. I didn't feel like I had proof. And like, honestly, like I'm here today because I feel bad that I didn't go to who was necessary to go to before. And in 12 years, so much has happened. So many other people have been affected. Looking at the messages that were posted and stuff, and I didn't go through any of the other messages, but looking through the messages that were just posted, it seemed very familiar. Like I remember receiving messages like that. The whole truth or dare thing, that whole fiasco, like that's not something he just came up with. That's something forever ago. I went through the comments on the post. I went through all the comments on the post, and it just really angered me how so many people were invalidating the experience that the victims had had. Like, people were like,
See,
oh, well, there's no proof. There's no proof. You see the proof right there. Like, there's screenshots, there are messages. Like, and then not only that, but like, I went through this. Like, where
and you know,
I've been saying this since I've seen it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. He's
yeah.
got these messages. I have the experience that I've had with him. Like, he hasn't stopped.
And see, you know, this is the thing. This goes on in a lot of these places, and you know, especially in the church world as well. This happens a lot, and it's like no one wants to say anything. No one wants to do anything. Everybody wants to hush, hush, and then they wonder why. You know, well, why did y'all come out all these years later? I mean, you didn't want to listen to the people. You wanted them to keep
Literally.
silence. And it's like, now that they're not silent anymore, now you're asking the question, well, why are you coming out all this time? Because I felt pressure. The people felt pressure when they were younger. And it's like, now it's like they feel free enough to say, hey, this happened to me when I was 10. This happened to me when I was 5, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, whatever. You never tell a person that they cannot speak their truth. If this happened to them, this happened to them.
And
Rachel Jones said she was molested by a church bishop and an adopted father. Damn.
Wow. I'm sorry that happened to you.
I'm telling you, this stuff right here, it does not amaze me no more. It does not. It does not
But it
amaze
should
me.
stop.
So much is going on where people are coming up and coming forward and coming out. And it's a beautiful thing that people are able to speak their truth, because for so long they've been trained. Actually, not they. We've been trained to sweep stuff under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
That rug is
Or
off
we gonna pray and we're
Rika
gonna let
pulled that
God
rug off the
handle it.
ground.
I mean,
Now-
God can handle it in his realm, but if I'm gonna do what I can do in my power on this earthly realm. And then I'm
Now,
gonna
Sharika,
go for it.
you said something real true, because a lot of people, that's what I hear a lot about. Oh, we're gonna pray, we're gonna let God handle it. No. See, when you do stuff like that, you what you're telling your child is, I'm not gonna do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because a child can't see God. Now, again, I believe the Lord. I really do. Hallelujah. I believe in the Lord. But to tell a child who does not know anything about, you know what I'm saying, what we do, how we act as adults in the church and everything. Listen, to tell a child, we're not going to do nothing. We just going to pray. It's like telling them we're not doing anything at all. We just going to let it be. What you have done to the child is you've let them know that I know that you're being hurt. I know that something, Lamont said, that's how I felt at that time. You're telling that child that I know you're hurt and you've been wounded, but we're not going to say anything at all. We're not going to do anything.
Well,
and this is the bad stuff, because these young kids grow up and then they see their parents just go on like nothing happened. And then they're wondering why their kids are acting out. Their kids are lashing out. The kids have turned over and start getting in trouble and everything. And they become defiant. They become maybe abusive or hateful or depressed or whatever. These are some of the reasons. I said some of the reasons.
right. And there is, because you think, hey, with prayer, it's just going to go away. Prayer is amazing, but why would God give you tools on earth like a police department, like therapists, like doctors? Like, most people think about your physical body. When you get sick and you got a pancreas, you ain't gonna say, and your pancreas bust, or your whatever bust in your body. You ain't gonna say, oh, well, let's pray about it. And no, you're gonna be in pain. You're going to the hospital. So when
Right.
something happens to you traumatic, you need to go to somebody that can talk to this mind and get it back in order. Physical, yes, me praying about it, but God put these things on earth for us to use. So yeah, I can faith without works is dead. So I can say, yeah, I got faith and we're going to pray that it go away. Ooh, hallelujah. But I also got to do
I should
some work
I
to
should
help.
promote violence. I should promote violence, but a 9, a 45, or AKA 47, it always worked the same.
But see, the
But you know,
difference is now if I go that route, so think about it. This is what I'm telling the fathers, okay? So this is the conversation I'm having with the fathers. Yes, you can go that route, but when you go that route, now he not only took the trust and your child, he didn't only tamper with your child's mind, right? Which we need our mind to be sane. He may have even tampered with your child's body, but now he has separated you from the parent. So now he's done even more damage to the child just by you reacting instead of responding. So the response need to be us coming together as a community and saying, hey, you did this to me. You did this to me, me. And we have a support team around them and we rally as a community to say, hey, we will not be silent. You gonna know that we here. Just the same way you forced yourself on me, we is gonna force our way into your life, into your world, and we are going to do what we can on our end to, one, change the laws around grooming. I'm working on that right now because yes, grooming should be against the law, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like, why does someone has to be physically penetrated for it to be a crime? Or they have to expose themselves. But as you've seen in the screenshot, he tells him hide his private parts with his hand because he is fully aware of the law. He know if it's not exposed, there's no crime. Just like when people say, oh, well, I got tried for murder, but there's no crime if there's no gun and there's no body. I'm just saying. So people like this skate through the law, but if we come up, where there's smoke, there's fire. If you keep putting pressure on legislation, if you keep putting pressure on police, if you keep putting pressure, no different than George Floyd. Look how much pressure they had to put on for him to get locked up, for those cops to get locked up. Look how much pressure had to be put on them.
You know, this is the
we got to put that pressure.
This is the thing, Sharika and Jakari and Man Mama. You know, with legislation now, how they're trying to pass laws to ban drag shows, and they talking about all the drags are trying to do stuff to our children. I'm like,
baby, I love me a good drag show. They ain't doing nothing to the kids. Them is pedophiles. Pedophiles is who doing it to the kids. See, it's a difference, baby. I love me a good drag show. Good drag show just means that it's a man or a woman, not mostly it's men dressing like a woman, or the woman dressing like a man, baby. That's a good drag show. That is not a kid. That has nothing to do with the other. See, they trying to condemn other parts, but talk about this pedophile. You trying to make pedophilia
distraction.
You're trying to make it legal. This is what they're doing right now.
This man
which is why the laws around it is so light.
What were you saying, Jakari?
I saw all of these legislations and stuff that they're pushing or whatever, distractions. Like, we're talking about a man who very publicly considers himself a man of God.
Yes.
Jakari
considers himself. I didn't say he was a man of God, but he considers himself a man of God.
You do?
But listen,
he do?
The drag, yes, he does. Minister Brandon Coleman.
Right. I got something.
You are going to jail. Period.
That's what I got. That's what I got right there. Man, Mama, what were you saying?
Now, the drag thing, for me, it's performing arts.
It is.
Very much.
There are so many it doesn't matter what's underneath the clothes that are on the outside. It's performing arts. I have seen so many people doing stuff. Now, I've not been to very many shows, but I've seen a lot of stuff in that category. And all it
Right.
is performing arts. And that's the way I see it. Now, I might be wrong to the people that do drag or whatever, but for me, it's a performing arts situation. And
No,
before I get off this microphone, I want to say, Jakari, you don't know who I am over this microphone, but I love you and you do know who I am. And I'm going to reach out to you on Facebook so you know who I am.
okay. I have a
Now,
feeling I
Jakari
know who
does
this is.
drag. So tell the people what it is, Jakari.
Pretty much, you getting up there and you putting on a good show to entertain the crowd. You gonna give them what they ask you for, and that's it. Like, I mean, there's even
Performing arts.
women who women who are born women that perform as drag queens.
Absolutely,
Even.
that's true.
Like this is an art form. Drag is for everybody. Now, granted, what I will say is you're not gonna, for instance, you're not gonna take a child to a rated R movie. There are certain performances and spaces that require you to be a certain age.
Right.
Versus other performances and stuff that require more so a PG theme. Like drag is an art form, and with an art form, there's a spectrum of who is palatable for.
Now
Right.
I remember, they said something about, I just want to put our pictures here so y'all see who Brandon is. That's Brandon, and that's his wife, Bree. Okay. So y'all don't Brittany. That's her name, Brittany. First of all, I see so many kids that be with their parents at Hooters and all these little skimpy little restaurants where the women walk around with little G-strings and stuff, and nobody says anything about that. But people are worried about drag shows. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Like, my thing. Go ahead.
That's kind of stupid to me because drag shows are for adults. That's adult entertainment. No different from going to the strip club. A strip club is adult entertainment. You are not going to take a kid to a strip club. Don't take a kid to a drag show. Cool beans, whatever. Pedophilia, that is adult saying it is okay in their mind to sleep with a minor. And that is not okay.
So Jakari, I know you said that you didn't say anything a long time ago, and you're saying something now. What I want you to understand this, and that is, I don't want you to feel bad for what happened and not saying anything, because a lot of times we are in spaces where we don't feel comfortable and we don't say anything. But better late than never. It's good that you're saying something now, because your voice is going to help somebody. And it doesn't matter. I know it still hurts, because you had to go through. You had to go through that. I'm sorry. You had to go through that. But speaking out even now, you're helping somebody. And it is very admirable that you are saying something now. And I want you to know that. I want you to feel that on tonight, because again, you are helping somebody. People like this man, somebody needs to say something. Somebody needs to report it. Somebody needs to put it out there, because if not, he's going to continue doing this over and over again. I have too many stories myself of people that have come across this platform, people that I know in my own life that have gone through this, and the person has went on, they died, and they have just left a legacy of shitstorm of people's lives that they have ruined.
Right.
Now, I'll tell you this personally. There was a man here, he was in Polk County. He was between Polk County and Atlanta and all these other places, and he knows some of these other folks who some pedophiles in the church. And I remember he tried to get me. And my auntie, when she found that stuff out, she called the one preacher that was supposed to be coming to the church. She said, this nigga right here. She said, put him on the phone. And she said, I heard. Y'all, this is not funny, but this is funny to me. She said, I heard you was trying to talk to my nephew. She said, let me tell you something. Now, I don't know if she did use cuss words or not, but I'm just going to say it in my own language. She said, bitch, let me tell you something. Let my nephew tell me that you didn't touch, spit, looked his way. Bitch, your ass gonna come up missing.
Come on.
That's what she did. That's what she told the man.
What's the answer? He shouldn't be able to walk. He
Well,
shouldn't be
luckily,
able.
he's got a lot of many years in front of him, and he's going to spend many years in prison. I don't care what anybody says. I really, truly believe that, and I don't care what anybody says. When it comes down to the prison system, there's two things that you can't do before you get in there, and that is hurt a child, like physically, or kill them, and you cannot touch them.
Yeah, because they're gonna get you when you get in there.
Those people are going to get his ass as soon as he gets in there, and he's got a long time to deal with the same thing that he did to other people.
Yeah.
He did it to himself.
I feel the spirit on that. Yes.
Yep. Yep. Long time.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
Amen.
He did it to himself.
Absolutely.
And he did, because he continued to make the conscious decision. Like, even if he did change between the span of time that he did it to them and the time that he started to try to attempt to do it to these other children, he knew in himself that was his thorn in his side. And when he knew that kids was a thorn in his side, he should have decided to make the decision not to work with children.
Right, but
not only did you decide to work with children,
I'm telling you, he never stopped.
For your, to create an art therapy for children so you can counsel children.
I don't feel like he stopped either.
Never stopped. I guarantee you, as many people that are spoken out, now that you have more people that are speaking out, I guarantee you it's more than 30. And I guarantee you it has never stopped. And I am a victim of abuse since 2 years old. I was molested by my mom's best friend's brother and sister, and then my stepfather, and then raped by my biological father, and then I was raped by my fiance at 18, and I was also raped by my husband at 25. So this boy's got a lot of years he's going to serve in that prison. I'm telling you that right now, and I guarantee you there is way more victims than just 30 now that everybody's coming out and adding stuff up. He never stopped.
So the other thing that I do want to point out is that Sharika said that this has happened to him before when he was younger.
Yeah,
he was a victim of molestation and abuse and things of that nature. And this is the type of behavior that can happen when this happens to you, especially at a young age. You end up doing that to someone else if you don't get the help that you need.
Choice.
It's a choice.
I didn't get the help.
It's a choice.
I don't know what your name is, sir, but I didn't get the help. I did not get it. But I chose to not be what was done to me. I chose to not be a product of my past. And he could have very easily chose that.
Right.
But he didn't. After he got touched, he almost immediately, from what I'm hearing, after he got touched, he started abusing his younger brother. And then he started on everybody in the community.
Wait, what? Run that back one more time.
So so the word on the streets, how they put it is, after his older brother touched him, it came out, and then he started touching his younger brother because he's the middle child. And then after he started touching his younger brother, that's when it started with the community.
Wow.
And I know that there's people on here hearing this that knows what I'm saying is the truth.
Y'all hear them alarms going on in the background? They ringing alarms. They sounding alarms.
Honey, no, that just means that my smoke detector smell good cooking going on, girl.
No,
it's a sign.
I was like, honey, it's ringing an alarm. But
it came out. Look, God is a mysterious God. He puts stuff out at the right time. I'm telling you.
At the right time.
Yep, he's an on-time God.
Oh,
you know, I really do. I appreciate every last one of you guys that have come on and been, so brave to talk about this. And I really appreciate that because, somebody was just Tim Arlington said, this is a sexual assault awareness month. Y'all,
Wow.
we have got to,
Oh wow.
we've really got to do better about being a village and protecting one another, protecting our children. It has nothing to do with somebody's sexuality, sexual preference, or anything of that nature.
Right.
But when someone says, hey, Sally touched me, or Michael, or somebody, did something inappropriate to me, y'all listen, y'all have got to pay attention to that stuff, because you stepping in could be preventing something that could wreck somebody's life for the rest of their life. And like Mad Mama said, some things happened to her. But she didn't make them choices and decisions to do those things. People, when these things happen to them, it's like some people really just need to get that. They need that guidance to say, what happened to you was wrong. It is okay.
And it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. Yes, ma'am. It is not your fault. And they need to know that, because a lot of people walk around with, it's my fault. They wear that badge.
Yeah.
They say, what happened to me was my fault. And it's not.
But sir, can I say this?
Yes, ma'am.
Brandon was telling somebody, and I know that Sharika's done gave a lot of information, so she might have missed this or whatever, but I want to add this, and I got this from her. But Brandon was saying to some of the people that he was texting, and this is what also gets with the kids and how they need to know it's not their fault, is because he was telling them, make sure you delete that, because if you don't, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And I also, sir, if I can touch on, very importantly, Brittany is not on trial in this situation, and people need to stop blaming her for this. However, she has known about this since before she got married to this guy. So therefore, she has accountability in the situation, because you allowed to hear people keep on speaking up, but she never did anything. That's number two. And number three, the church. The church is not a place where you go and you just got pedophiles everywhere. Now, is it possible? Absolutely. But in this situation, Brandon was using the church and repertory theater as a cover, and his wife
As a
as a
cover-up.
cover. Yes. And I know his pastor, who he's been underneath. And I've known that man for almost 15 years. And that's a good dude right there. I mean,
Yes, he is.
him and his wife, really,
Very.
really good husband and wife. And had he known that this was the cover up, he would have probably blown Brandon out the water almost a decade and a half ago.
I believe that. I believe, I do.
He done changed. He probably wouldn't have blew him up in his today's like, well, I don't know. He still might with him.
Shoot.
On especially on my channel, there are so many things that go wrong in the church.
Yeah.
And but I do love to specify good leaders and good leadership. Yeah. There are good preachers out here. They really are good preachers out here, ones that protect the children.
Yes.
Speak up, that love their congregation, that will go out of the way. It's just people like this young man who have done the absolute most and have degraded this position, this title, this office, and it makes the whole gamut look bad.
But he didn't have the title, sir. He did not have the title. He just put it there. Like, he literally has been calling himself Minister Brandon Coleman since he was 19 years of age. Never once, I don't know if he ever did, but he never once stepped in a school type setting for that type of situation to legally get that title. So that was a lie. It was only a front and a cover. Yes.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
No, sir.
He made himself a minister.
Yeah, he was
He made himself a minister. He made himself a doctor, and
and a deacon.
He don't have them doctorate degree.
He was a deacon at one time.
Yeah, he was a dickin', all right.
But
He was getting dickin'.
oh my gosh, I just
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that in my post tomorrow. Meet the Dickens.
Meet the dickin'.
Mr. and Mrs. Dickens.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Listen, it's this man has just done. You know
Too
what?
much. Too much.
I have heard a
Oh,
lot.
that was funny. Meet
I
the
have
Dickens.
heard
honey.
a lot. This man, he wanted to be a deacon and he wanted to be a minister. You know, it's just, and y'all listen here. Sometimes you have to make humor out of some of this
Yeah.
craziness, and people do whatever they can for titles and position because they want to feel something. And you know,
That
if we
authority over a situation.
yes, and it's like if they can't get it in the world, they'll get it in the church, or they can't get it in government, they'll get it in some type of arena that makes them feel important, but they still have that thing that they have not dealt with, and then it ends up spilling onto somebody else. I don't want to analyze or judge the situation because I'm nobody's doctor or anything like that. But I just know what I know, and I know what I've seen. And after doing this platform since 2008, you see so much stuff. And it's like I bring these stories forward. Sharika got on live and just boom, boom, boom. And it's like it goes so far and then it goes silent. Like this stuff can't stay silent, y'all. Like this, if nothing is handled with this man in this situation, there's gonna be more victims.
I break the power of that in the mighty name of Jesus.
I do too. Don't put that in the atmosphere.
Listen,
Because I'm gonna keep speaking.
Something's gonna happen to him very soon.
well, listen, I stand with y'all in the name of Jesus. Don't make me pull out the organ. I stand with you in the mighty name of Jesus. Now, I believe that something gonna happen to him. But I'm just saying,
He's going to jail.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
No, he gonna end up passing jail. He might be there for a quick second to visit, but he going straight to prison.
Hypothetically, in the event no one came forward, he would still be able to walk and do the things that he's been doing.
Yes.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. If nobody does anything, if this issue is not pressed, he's going to continue doing the same thing. I'm not saying
move because nobody in that area is gonna even have. I'm telling you, he's doomed. He's stuck in his house until he goes to prison, guaranteed.
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
So question.
If your DoorDash driver looks like this right here, you might want to not open the door.
So I have a question. Obviously this is not in court yet, so there is no restraining order or anything on him to keep him from trying. This is what I'm saying. This has to be pushed because he can flee. This is what I'm saying. This man could flee and do. I'm being real, y'all. He could flee and go to another state, and this can happen again. This is why I'm saying you have to press the issue again and again and again and again and again until something takes place. Because if not, he could disappear, pop up somewhere else, and start all over again. This is not only predatory behavior, but it's dangerous.
Yes. But Sharika, why we've done nominated you as the HBIC? This live right here is damning evidence in its own self.
Yeah. The police has this and all the other evidence that I had. So
but this has live victims speaking out. So this is more than anything that they have.
Yes.
And that too. So I need to send them a copy of that. Can you send me a copy of this video?
Did you send them the screenshot that I sent you?
Oh no, I did not.
Text it to me right now. What you talking about?
Text it to him.
So I actually, so I'm 25 now, but in 2014 I was 17, which this didn't happen in 2014. It happened between the years of 2010 to 11, but I was speaking about him in 2014 in that way with someone else, and I was 17 at the time speaking about him in past tense. And that's what I'm saying. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If there's stuff coming up now, and I was talking about it all the way in 2014. That's 9 years ago.
He was doing it back then too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
because
14
repertory
years
theater
before
and the
now
Phyllis
is when
Wheatley
it
Dwight West
started. I know
repertory
it
theater is
started.
involved, I do just want to go ahead and say he's the only person that I've ever encountered there that gave, well, obviously, like everything that happened, but just vibes, period. He's the only person that's given me those vibes. Mr. Woods never would have
Never.
ever had him being at the position that he was
Never.
now.
Never.
I would see them talking, and I would just know in my heart, like, he would never have him be at the position that he was
Never.
during all this now.
Never.
Never.
Mr. Woods is flipping in his grave.
And that was the guy who was over the Performing Arts Center?
He
So
started it.
technically,
He built it
yeah,
from the
he
ground
started it.
up.
Yeah, started it. But technically, it's not the Phyllis Wheatley Repertory. The technical real name for it is the Dwight Woods Phyllis Wheatley Repertory Theater. So his name is Dwight Woods.
For the sake of it right now, I'm referring to it as Phyllis Wheatley Repertory Theater for use because I don't want Dwight Woods' name involved in that. He would have never had him in that place.
I feel you.
So
never had him in that position at all.
So what I would do if I were you guys, take the links to this video and send it to the police.
Yes.
Send it to the news stations that is in
Yes.
your area and let them share this video and let them know that the victims, a small percentage of the victims have been speaking out.
Yes.
This is very sad, but it's very true. And you have to get the word out as possible. Because again, and this needs to be an awareness to other victims, and also this needs to ring the alarm to any other person that's out here doing the same thing that Mr. Brandon Coleman is doing. That if you do this to somebody else's child, somebody's going to say, because we're pulling away the fear.
Right.
We're pulling away the fear. Like it's not okay. All this grown tail out here, it is not okay.
All this grown tail that people is giving away for free, like they will freely give you and want to give you. Okay.
Go down to Augusta Street. Go down to Augusta Street. They all right there, honey.
In the corner for you outside.
And be like, you want some? You want top? You want bottom? They giving it to you. They giving it to you. You ain't got to go take no cherry.
Look, right down there by Mike and Jeff's.
Big fat.
Wait a minute.
There's something sick in his mind. Like that's what we call sick.
The host stroll by Mike and Jack in our area. Yeah, it's the host stroll. He can go right on down there.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got dangling. You got tacos. You got everything.
But nowadays you got Tinder. You got Bumble. You got. All them people, and they won't look. They on the app, and you can say, "Hey, I just want to do you," and they be like, "Cool, me too."
Well, see, he's not interested in Tinder or Bumble or anything. They got age restrictions.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah. See, I forgot.
He said,
"Jakari, petty."
He just like the underage. Well, listen, I want to tell you guys again. I really do. Wait, somebody said free 99.
Free 99.
Right. Mike and Jax right there. But hey, listen, I can send you the text message that I have when I confronted him on the day of his performance. The only thing that I ask is that you don't use the other name that's in it.
Okay.
Like scratch out the boy's name.
I got you.
Because she sounded the alarm when he first started at the Repertory Theater.
Yeah, his very first performance was April 29th of last year, as the head of the Phyllis Wheatley Repertory. And I called him like 2 or 3 hours before that first performance ever started and confronted him.
So, Mad Mama, like, when did you encounter him? I know you said this earlier, but just repeating again, when did you encounter him?
I met Brandon way back, I want to say maybe about 15 years ago. And then at about 14 years is when he started touching my child and the other child that I spoke about.
So when he started touching your child, what made you aware of that?
I was not aware of it until the day before I confronted Brandon last year. I had no clue, and he lived in my house for almost 5 months.
So how did you find out?
Another person that was in the repertory at that time. I was sitting there talking about, oh, I'm so proud of him. You know, he's going to be good for this, you know, head of Phyllis Wheatley, da 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 da. And then the person said to me, I don't think you'd be too happy about that or be saying that if you know what I know, Mama. And I was like, what's up? And he's like, I can't be the one to tell you. Well, then hints were spitted out, and then I said what I thought, and that's exactly what I thought. And because the person wouldn't tell me exactly what it was, and I said it on my own words, then they confirmed that that's exactly what happened. I talked to my child, and my child confirmed it, but there was also more involved in the situation when I talked to my child. But the only reason why I didn't speak up more than just calling the police and letting them know and confronting Brandon was because I had just barely got a couple of years prior relationship with my child, and I will not lose that for nobody, not even Brandon. So that's why I'm behind a blank screen with a different, you know, nickname.
I got you. Wow.
And if my child doesn't want it out there, then that's on him. If he wants to be a John Doe or whatever, that's his choice. It's his story. But I can tell you, me being the mother and him being a minor at the time, it's my story before or after it's his story.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to say, somebody asked a question. They said, what were the circumstances of him staying in your house?
He was homeless. His mother put him out of his house.
So Brandon's what, like 30 what now?
3.
Yeah.
And 15?
He was 19, so it was 14 years ago.
He was a teenager?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that he was either 19 and 20 or 20 and 21, but it was going on for 2 years.
So the 20 and 21 sounds about right, just simply because I have a feeling I know who I'm talking about. I have a feeling
you do know who you talking about. You know who she is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then all that was around the same time.
But let's keep that in private, though, please.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So again, if we need to revisit this story again, we can. I am so sorry that this has happened to you all, because this is something I know Jakari knows this all too well, has to live with, of this happening to them. Okay, somebody said, is the Wiz canceled? What is
it
better be.
The Wiz already happened.
Oh yeah, that's right, it did. It just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that the play he was doing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the last one.
That was the last one.
Okay.
It already happened.
Yeah, his curtain is closed.
Ah!
Yeah, I don't think after this, yeah, he's gonna be doing no more shows. But you know, this is why the people don't like me, is because I do this. And this is not
okay. I don't care if they don't like me either. So
this is not okay. This is not okay for other grown adults to see this stuff happening and to say nothing.
Right.
A lot of these pastors know what's going on. A lot of these officials know what's going on and say nothing.
His pastor, so both his pastors spoke out. Both of them. His old pastor rung the alarm, his new pastor warned the people. So he's been told on, like he left victims. He went church to church leaving victims.
Wow.
And it's viral. It's been shared over 2,000 times. I do have the Facebook inbox between me and him pulled up if you'd like me to read that.
If you send it to me, I'll scratch your name out so the people can see it.
Okay.
Or you send it to Sharika, and Sharika send it to me, and I'll
Sharika, I believe I sent it to you.
Okay, let me see. On Messenger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on.
But the names is not scratched out, so you got to scratch that name out.
Okay, I got you.
How long back did you send it? You know, we've been
on it.
I know. I don't know. Send that back to me. We got too many messages.
Well, shit. Cause sorry. I don't know how to use this iPad, but I'm gonna figure it out, girl.
Let me see.
Okay, right here. Let's go back. Okay, so I just gave you the mad face on the one that I sent to his mother, the message I sent to his mother. I don't know if you can see that, but let me scroll up more. Oh, no, I didn't send it to you. Hold on, let me pull that up so I can send it to you. Allow access to photos. There you go. Sent to you right now. And then I resent to you the letter that the message I sent to her to give to Brandon.
I'm not that technically savvy.
You have an iPhone, just push the box with the arrow in it and it will give you the option to save.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Because I was like, wait, what?
iPhone 101.
I got Samsung, but I see it though.
Okay, close enough.
Okay. Save. And then I'm gonna go scratch his name out.
Please, thank you, dear.
I'm telling you, we are better together.
Absolutely.
And people think like, shoot, he been getting away with this because people don't talk to each other. I was like, now he knew. I don't know what he thought when he was messing with mine. I said, I talk all the time. You think I was gonna find out? Not
right.
You sent it to me, Sharika?
Her screen looked like it definitely froze.
Yeah, she's
doing some serious thinking. Sharika, darling, are you in there still, girl?
She working on sending that message.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, okay, we hear you now.
Yes, I can hear
No,
you
I
now.
was saying over there, I have to make sure I take his name out.
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it out. You know, because you said you ain't that savvy, so I'll scratch it out.
You know how? Well, I was doing it, but it's just gonna take me a minute. But don't put his name in there.
I won't. Just send to me.
Send the message, girl.
Send to me.
Don't be trying to judge me.
Never. We not the judge and the jury, just for Brandon Coleman. That's it.
Okay, hold on. What is your name on Facebook?
Mine?
Yeah.
What is that screen? Demario Jobs.
Don't judge me. I got it. I had to find. See. Okay. Boom. Sent. I'm back. I'm back like I never left. See, I be doing one thing at a time. I don't be doing 5 things. Now make sure you scratch that name out.
It seems like when you do 5 things at a time, your camera freezes.
Yeah.
I only do one. I just talk and look. That's all I be doing.
Your screen froze and it was so funny because it looked like you was doing some serious thinking.
Oh, wait.
You can leave Brandon's name there.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
the only name you leave there.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna scratch her name out. Okay.
Yes.
And then let me make sure.
And the other one.
The T.
Yeah,
Correct.
No, yes. Well, I wish you hadn't even said that, but thank you.
I mean, don't nobody know who it is, so.
Oh no, the T like yeah, no, I wasn't talking about the letter. Got you.
Right.
Like 15 and it's unsweet. Like,
Right.
Yeah, you know.
Peach tea is the best.
Yes, I love me some tea, honey. We done served it up today, piping hot.
Y'all do not know how to.
Fresh, honey. We served percolating tea, honey. It was percolating today. Because what he did, and I said, I just don't understand. Of all the people you wanted to mess with, you wanted to mess with a child.
They don't care. That's the sad part. They do
And
not.
then you wanted to mess with one that had me as a mama. I said, but he understands that I value community. I value village. So you knew I was going to rally up and get our people together and fight.
Sharika, you know what we was talking about yesterday. Not nobody's scales tip like yours. She owned it. She owned it. She said,
I'm good. I'm a Libra. So I'm good as long as I'm balanced. And 99% of the time, I am balanced because I choose not to allow things to get to me.
Right.
But my children and my husband is like, where we going? See, then when it's off, you get a different version of me. You get a more determined version to help you get healed.
Well, I thank you on behalf of all these people, all these victims, because had it not been for you, it would have continued. But I'm calling it stopped right here, right now.
It stopped.
You know, I've been telling you since Sunday. I told you I woke up, I got on Facebook. It was the 2nd or 3rd post down, and I was like, what? Oh, it's time. And I've been thanking you since Sunday.
I've
been thanking you since Sunday.
And I've been telling people, when you tell your story, it gives people permission to tell theirs.
Yes.
But when you stay silent, it also gives people permission to stay silent.
Say that again now. That's the truth.
Free people, okay? You see Harriet Tubman, she got free, but she went back to get some more.
Right.
My thing is, you ain't gonna come back and get no more, because I'm gonna have you locked up. I'm keeping the fathers at bay. Because he messed with some street people's kids, and they is upset. And I'm like, no, give me the opportunity to do it the legal way, they don't need to lose you as a parent. They don't.
Because baby, they sound like they some folks I know. Okay.
They for the streets now. Because I mean, the community center is in a predominantly impoverished neighborhood. They daddies is for the streets.
Oh yeah. Down there in Fieldcrest, shoot,
Yeah,
down in that
they
area,
daddies for
come
the
on now.
streets.
That's Brick City. If you don't know anything about Fieldcrest, that's Brick City. They'll shoot you and ask
And I'm
questions
telling them,
later.
like, give me the opportunity to do it the legal way. Because they don't need to lose. And they like, nah, I'm good about mine. Yeah, but I want you to be that fierce, but on the street, living.
Right, because these children cannot afford to lose their parents.
Correct.
That's the demographic he's targeting.
Correct.
Yep.
So this was the message Brandon called said
No,
person.
I called him. That was my phone call to him when I confronted him.
Okay.
And I hung up on him after I confronted him. And by the way, he did add in the process.
We can't hear you.
Wait. Are you there?
Oh, she confronted him. So read the comment.
All right, I'm gonna read on. Okay, so try the video call. It says, if you say you are my mom and you love me, call me.
That's Brandon talking to her.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, she said that was okay. All right.
So she had called him first. So once she called him, confronted him, now he knows that she know about what he did. So now he's trying to manipulate her.
This screenshot starts with his call to her after she called him.
Correct.
That's okay. What I'm thinking. Okay, so I love you so much, or if not more than my own mother, you took me in when I didn't have a home. I'm family. You call me. Whatever you want to talk about, again, let's talk. Love you. So she said, I repeat, with the most respect, do not contact blank for nothing, because if you do, I will know. Wait, hold on. Okay, I think she left. I will know, and that's gonna be tacked on your ass to as a matter of fact, don't contact me either. That's what's wrong with pedophiles today. They want to keep shit hush hush. And with all the love that's in the world for you, and I was your mother, but okay, the thing is covered. So let me get to the other one. Hold on, let me go into the other screenshot. But I love this type of stuff. I like screenshots. I like, you got to keep records on their ass. Yep. All right, let me see. Okay, I think this is out of order.
No, this is to someone else.
That's somebody. His mama.
Oh, that's to his mama. Oh,
yeah, that's what I sent to his mama.
Yeah.
So she sent it to the mom.
Yeah, hey. She sent the message to the mama to get a message to Brandon.
So I'm gonna act like I'm you. Hey, can you please give Brandon a message for me? What happens in the dark comes to the light. I told you the day I confronted on 4/29/22. I prayed, and you didn't do this to anybody else's kids. Well, looks like I was totally wrong. Wow, Brandon, you're now going to pay for everyone's child that you traumatized and took advantage of. But in this last year that I kept my mouth shut for my son, trust me, it was never for you that you touched and messed with in any shape, or form, a new child. I feel like shit. People coming to light. Okay, wait. People coming to the light for the last 15 years. That's crazy, man. But that's okay. You're going straight to the pits of hell where you deserve to go. That's right. Let me get this other one. Well, you got to keep screenshots for these hoes around here.
I had me.
Oh,
It's
okay. We're
deleted.
not gonna we're not gonna read that one. No. She's talking about that. Yeah, because I you know what? I'm gonna take it off. I ain't gonna do it because somebody may know that personal situation, so I ain't gonna do that. But listen,
Right.
I really do. I want to tell you all for real that I really do appreciate you all taking the time tonight to do this. I would like to know updates on this particular story. Let me know the goings on of what's happening with this situation, and I'm going to do my best to push this as much as possible because this should not be going on. This should not continue to happen in anyone's community, not just in our community, but this should
Right.
not continue to happen into anyone's child, anybody. It shouldn't happen. And if anybody knows of this man and this situation, you need to report him. You need to put his information out there and let the authorities know that this is what's going on. And again, I say to anybody that this has happened to, this is not your fault. This is not your fault.
I personally genuinely appreciate that.
I do too. And can you share that card I just sent you? Because this is
Oh,
it's a phone number to the sex crime. So if you are one of his victims or a victim, period, of a sex crime in Greenville, South Carolina, they actually have a phone number that you can call to report a crime,
It's a direct.
report the crime that you've encountered. So this is a direct number to them. If they do not answer the phone, leave your name, number, at sound of the beep, but you leave your name and your number and just let them know that you are a victim of a sex crime and you would like to make a report, and you can call that number and they can call you back and either take it then or they will give you an appointment time when you can come back and actually do the report. The goal is to get as many reports as we can on file. That's the goal. Because you cannot deny when you got 75 reports and claims on file, like you can't say you ain't do it. I mean, you can, but the evidence will prove different.
864-467-4704. That is the crime investigator, sex crime investigator in Greensville, South Carolina.
Greenville.
Greenville. Did I say Greenville?
Greensville, you giving us some collard greens, okay?
Greenville, South Carolina. 864-467-4704. So listen, if y'all know of anything or hear anything, y'all know this man, y'all see him, please report him to the sex crime investigator in Greenville, not Greensville, Greenville, South Carolina. 864-467-4704. Okay, y'all
If you
got
have
it?
seen something or you know something, say something.
Yeah, please
Yes.
don't be quiet. Don't.
There's
Please.
no way we'll solve these problems if we're quiet.
There's
Yeah.
no way we're gonna solve these problems being quiet. That you right, Jakari. If you see something, say something. And if you want to do a report and you want to do it in person, because that's how you feel, go down at 4 McGee Street. That is the detention center if you done been locked up. But on the other side, they got the law enforcement center. And It just depends on, if you locked up, you know exactly what that's at.
Everybody
My
journey
sister
different.
used to work in detention.
So now, before we go, now, Sharika, you was telling me the way that you had to file this report was in person.
I filed the report in person
Now, are
when
you able-
I did mine. So when me and one of the others victims went, that's how we got this number, because they was like, no, you could just actually call this number. So my goal is really to make this process easy for the victims to report. Because if I make it easy for you, you will actually do it. If you go downtown and you're already don't want to tell it, or you're nervous about telling it, or you already are in fear, you're gonna, you could back out. And then sometimes they are intimidating, because then they want to ask you all this stuff and there's people around. You might not want to do that, but then you have this number to make it easy for you to call and make your appointment with the investigator, or they may take your claim right over the phone. It just depends on who you get. And then you can go from there. But you want to be able to put a claim on file, a complaint on file. And that's how he was able to get away with this for so long. Because there are complaints on file, but no arrest and no charges. So if we are better together, if we come in with the numbers, I'm going to push it. I have media people that's willing to push it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we better together. The more people we get, the stronger. And everybody been doing it in the last 2 weeks. So I go down there every day, baby. I'm gonna make some noise. Y'all know I'm loud and proud, honey. I'm gonna make some noise for the people, because our kids deserve to be protected.
Thank you, Sharika.
My pleasure.
So listen, I want to say thank you to everybody who has been on here tonight, for the stories that are out. I appreciate everybody and your bravery. I know I'm gonna do what I can to do on my end. I want you all, I know, Sharika, if the updates to the story, please let me know. So I can, so we can do this all over again. When get locked up, let me know. When they arrest him, let me know.
And then I need you to play the intro song. I'm locked up, they won't let me out.
Let's go get them.
Won't. So listen, I just want to say thank you to everybody again. Listen, this has been a great show. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for hitting that like button. And if you have not supported the show, make sure you hit that support button, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. Support the show. We're going to keep moving and everything. And make sure y'all keep sharing this video so we can make more awareness of what's going on, and make sure we put some fire up under Mr. Brandon Coleman's feet. Listen, it's been a good show. I love you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Y'all
Thank
be
you.
safe.
Peace.